because it was work, I can expense it, but that's still I'm still currently 100 down. And then I found out as I got there, when I got there that that's also the flight I was put on as like emergency last minute flight was now booked up as well. I was stranded in London. I was in my hotel all night, and I had to because I'd woken up 4 a.m. that day, by the way, and I had to wake up at 4 a.m. the next day to get a first thing in the morning taxi, to then fly out. And then I had to do the event the day I did it. You know, I had to do the event immediately. It was tiring, man, and I'm exhausted today. But we have, God, I can't remember gamer tags actually, which is really bad. But we're seeing some Injustice 2 casuals now. Mustard's been playing a lot of Leonardo. Oh, ScareTactics. Okay, cool. Yep. Name rings a bell. I'm really bad with gamer tags, man. Sorry. So ScareTactics and Mustard. And actually, it's worth mentioning. Just for Injustice 2 offline casuals, ScareTactics has traveled 5 hours.
It's a long trip.
That's double the length of my flight from Poland to the UK that I did today. Double the time. But yeah, ScareTactics here. Still repping the Deadshot. Obviously, Deadshot not seen as a very good character anymore. Not because he just sucks by himself. It's just that he just doesn't excel at anything anymore. You know, it's not like you would not pick him for something now. It's just if you want to fight. If you want to play as Deadshot, you can actually pick other characters and kind of do their job better. You can go with Dr. Fate, you can go with Starfire. Deadshot competitively is kind of irrelevant now, and that's kind of why people don't see him as very good. But when it comes to Leonardo, Mustard's been playing Leonardo. I believe actually it was Slips gave Mustard the inspiration to pick this character, because he made him look pretty fun. You know, Slips, the old school Mortal Kombat 9 Scorpion, had a really, really good Deathstroke in Injustice 1 as well, I believe. And he's just been sort of secretly playing behind the scenes the whole time, and Slips has been playing Leonardo. And giving a lot of top players trouble in online casuals. So I'm actually expecting good things from Slips at EVO this year. Yeah, ScareTactics was out versus fighting. But you know, these tournaments giving you a bit more of a taste.
So yeah, there's not too many ways to get exposed with Injustice in the UK, or even much of Europe. But Hyper Combo Leicester, one of the few places still showing respect to the game.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we can't have a local and not have NetherRealm sometimes. You know, it would be weird if not. I tries to go for the corner repositioning. Makes sense. When this game's done, we'll need to get them to put the music back on, because there's currently silence. Unless you want to turn on EX2 Plus music, but give us a
better soundtrack actually.
A unique edge. But I'm always happy to see some more Deadshot. Now he's been normalized heavily.
Normalized.
Quote unquote, you know, quote unquote.
Hitbox are just, is that the NetherRealm equivalent?
Less damage. He's actually getting mixed. This is the one thing about Deadshot, is that he can still mix point blank, because it's still true 50-50s. So what happened right there was he got hit by things that weren't full combos, and he guessed wrong like 5 times in a row. And now the comeback has been made, just because he guessed wrong. And then he's just consistently just guessing wrong. Gets caught trying to jump. And again, literally, how many times can someone guess wrong in a round?
One more, maybe?
And there's the delayed wake up. Oh,
guess right that time.
Yeah, the back one's a little bit too slow. The danger is going to be that he can clash. That's the problem. Oh!
Plenty of meters, yes.
Oh my god. Michelangelo. Jake, can you turn the music back on?
Is that knee not invincible? Or is it end of the X one that's invincible?
Which? Oh, the knee, yes.
Yeah.
Deadshot's wake up knee is always invincible on wake up.
Oh, it's only on wake up.
And then when you, because wake ups in the game have wake up invincibility. So like most of the wake ups that are wake ups is because they start up really quickly, and because there is wake up invincibility on some moves. Deadshot historically actually always had one of the better wake ups, because it was normally those kind of those like safer wake ups they hit once. You would beat them by doing a meter burn back 3 or forward 3 through it. And Deadshot you can't do it, because if he does it on meter burns it hits twice. So he actually chews through the armor quite happily. But yeah, I never actually picked up Injustice. Yeah, it's worth doing, man. Are you heading off? Good to see you, man. Good to see you, bro. Take care, guys. See you around, man.
Right, I'm going to duck out and leave the stream in your capable hands for the time being.
The game is still set to Tekken 7, apparently.
Oh, I pressed update. Okay. Does that not say right there, Injustice 2?
Twitch does that. I don't know why.
I swear, I press update like 5 times every single time, and it's like, no. No, I'm going to duck out and leave you in the capable hands of Captain, who's just taken off his headset. Cool dude.
I just had the wrong headset on. It should be a Justice. Let me know. Let me know if it hasn't changed. I can try and do it manually if not. Now we've got update information. It should definitely be Injustice. Okay. I've missed a lot of this game. I will admit. We'll sat back down. Yeah, let me know guys if it still says Tekken. I'll try and change. Yeah, that's it now. Alright, cool, brilliant. Yeah, I'm glad to hear it's changed now. Welcome, guys. I'm actually going to... Let me tweet out the stream that we're doing some Injustice casuals. Because I've not posted about it. Me coming here was quite a last-minute thing, having just gone back from Poland. Incredibly tired. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's just... Where's that hit? A little bit delayed on the standing one, so we can't get the combo, but... Oh, the whip punish on the back one too, though. Oh, and there's that mix. Getting a really late shell drop, I feel like it kind of almost like lends itself to a really jankily timed standing one. That's what it looks like to me. Chip, 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 chip. And yeah, he can definitely take those trades. Mikey and Wrath, they do so much damage. First stream we've ever done. That's the first time you've caught us live, Kettle. Well, I'm glad to hear it, actually. I'm really, really glad to hear it. We hear that quite regularly, actually. People that they rarely, because of like time zones and everything else, they can't really catch the stream. So when they do, it's quite a nice experience for everyone. Hopefully you enjoy what you see. That was a disgusting cross-up. Blocker down 2, then get immediately crossed up. Come on, man. Obviously, Jake can hurt him, but yeah, actually spends the bar to guarantee this. The shell smash makes it very difficult now. Yeah, watch out for Mikey. Active Mikey frames. Only so much you can do there. Jump preemptively, and if you jump, he'll just anti-air. But yeah, let me quickly actually post about the stream. See if anyone else wants to tune in. When's Tattoo Assassins? Oh, that's the next session, mate. Next session. Been wanting to watch your guys' stream since forever. Exciting part 0. Oh, I see. Dude, Shaolin Monk's playthrough was fun. The technical problems just made it more enjoyable. It kind of just took us back in time where we got to see just how rough it was trying to get PS2 games to work. Ooh. Now, even though Jake's definitely up on meter here, Deadshot doesn't really allow things to get clashed if he's built around projectiles. Now, yeah, he can finally pop the clash.
Shouldn't mess with a ninja turtle.
This is a contractual obligation.
I really enjoy watching Leonardo. He's so fundamentally sound, and there's that whip punish. Ooh.
Tired of getting shot.
I've got some turtle power.
Not bad, actually, because it was they have no meter. So all Jake really has to do is get him once. Obviously, firing those projectiles are going to naturally build quite a lot of bar for Deadshot anyway. Oh, the meaty frames and the active jump in one. That's crazy. He still kept like some of the tools on his buttons. That's the thing about Deadshot, is that up close he can still 50-50 you to death. And his jumping one is still one of the absolute best jumping ones in the game. Unfortunately, it's kind of all he has. That's the thing. You know, projectiles, they're not horrendous, but they're just, if you're going to try and zone, you're not really going to pick Deadshot for that job. You're going to pick Dr. Fate, you're going to pick Starfire, etc. Oh, I never played the Warriors game, but I heard it was very, very good. Shift damage. Maybe expected a backdash there, so we saw the back forward 3 come out. We do actually plan on doing a Scorpion and Sub-Zero playthrough of Shaolin Monks. We just currently at the moment just don't have the time to do it. We had some time that we could dedicate to Shaolin Monks before. Doesn't get the micro walk before the back one. That's an unfortunate drop, but there's definitely a different style of Leonardo that I saw from Mustard previously. Over the past couple of days, he's been kind of, you know, really labbing. And, you know, it's not even a week old. This Leonardo is not even a week old for Mustard, so it's actually kind of interesting how a couple of days ago before I flew out to Poland, seeing his Leonardo then versus now, he's kind of using just a little bit more of the extra tools, using the assists a little bit better. Ooh. Oh, that is so good. That is so good. It makes you worried every time you block a down 2 now. How's it going, Dizzy? Hey, man. Deadshot is definitely in the game. Yeah, yeah. Here you go. You saw it here first. Wow, that was a back 1-2. I think that was a back 1-2 that auto-corrected as a forward one because of the meter burn roll. Hell yeah. I tried to punish, I think. Who would you have for Season 4 DLC? What, this game? I don't really know. A fully fledged Mr. Freeze would have been pretty cool, not just a skin. I wouldn't mind actually them bringing back some characters, actually. I would love to have played Lex Luthor in this game. I really, really miss playing as Lex Luthor. He's by far the most enjoyable Injustice character I ever played. Standing 3, wonderful anti-air. Spinning his only last bar of meter on the back 3. Oh, there it is, the classic. Sometimes Shell Drop just doesn't work out. How's it going, Prudence? Sing Ho, I see you, man. I'm actually, for some reason, I couldn't really see your name, Jassy, so I've only just acknowledged that it is actually, in fact, you in chat. Hey, man. Zod was fun to watch, but very, very broken. Like, obnoxiously broken. You think some of the zoning in this game is good, but check out Zod, man. Pre-patch. Not pre-patch, but just Zod in Injustice 1 was so good. But when he mixes you with the demon, it was actually exciting to watch. It was just horrible to be on the it was like someone on a Quan. It was hype to watch, but horrible to be on the receiving end of. That's probably the only bar of meter we're going to see. Scare build. Uh-oh, Mikey. This is bad news. Oh, back 1. That back 1's so good. It's like Molina back 1 too, but more range, but a little bit slower.
Now that'll hit the spot.
This is a nice game to watch. Is this Mustard? Yes. We don't have any graphics or anything. Well, we do a little bit. You can check out that fresh watermark at the bottom. I think that was an execution error. I don't think that was intentional. Yeah, it's Mustard playing as Leonardo, and it's ScareTactics versus who's playing as Deadshot. We saw Scare versus fighting. And just again to remind anyone, I know we've just got a bunch of you guys just tuning in now. ScareTactics drove 5 hours for these Injustice casuals. 5 hours just to get some games in. Mad respect just for trying to play the game, man. There are people in the UK that are eager to play this game, very passionate about it, and I'm glad that Hyper Combo would kind of provide that. Ooh. Yeah, expecting a wake-up knee. There's the confirm into Donny. Back 3. Knockdown. Let's see what's for a breakfast. Wow. Yeah, plus frames now. Yo, bro, here we go. I see you. They are so animated, the turtles are. Just hearing them right in my ear holes constantly, they just don't stop talking. Wow! Jump 3, beating the jump 1, okay. Oh, there's the cross up. Oh, I see the stuff. Yeah, there's, walks into the back 1. Straight up, neutral jump. Unclashable damage. Wrath! Wow. Mikey out of nowhere. This is a horrible situation. Because you would definitely, sometimes even though you can't really compare the two, you would equate the shell charge to Kano Ball. It's just less range. Yeah, now Jake can definitely afford, oh, okay. Alright, that's a matchup thing. I guess the Turtles can't do that against Deadshot. Oh! I think that was supposed to be a back forward 3. I think. I'm just going to make the read right there. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream though so far. We haven't had Injustice 2 at Hyper Combo for quite a while, but it's nice to have it back. Some Leonardo action. Well, technically, Kat, I said I can hear it in my ear holes, but hear holes does actually sound better. And I'm now going to steal. Oh no, you actually was a typo. Well, no, I still think it sounds better. All right, there's the knockdown. Oh, and he tried to go for the drain bullets. Unfortunately, he couldn't get it. Instant jump 1. The unsung strategy of Deadshot, which is actually super, super good because it's super fast. One of the fastest jump 1s in the game, and it's active for 1,000,000 years. Yeah, jump 1 being fast again. A really, really good air-to-air tool. So consistently, you would see people like Foxy kind of air-to-air with, I think, forward 1, 2, 3. That should be the death. There it is. Yeah. Deadshot combos are really fun. His corner combo is like super, super fun to do. Leonardo's jumps, and you know, he actually gets some pretty good mixes off a lot of his strings. Because you have to worry about the shell drop, you have to worry about, obviously, the assists. You can still confirm right there. There's the knockdown. Here we go. Oh, Mikey just appears and then immediately disappears. I'm actually surprised Mikey didn't chew through the back forward 3. Wow, that down 1 missing. That was unfortunate.
With a Ninja Turtle.
This is a
It
contractual
almost looks like the Ninja Turtles down 1 isn't actually the range of their foot. It looks like the range of the down 1 is just a little bit smaller. Yeah, Superman's jump 1 has a lot of active frames, but actually the exact same kind of reason. You can anti-air with it preemptively in the exact same way you would with Deadshot. I don't believe it's just Superman and Deadshot. I think there are some other characters that can do very similar stuff as well. Oh, nice. Ah, didn't dedicate to the jump in, so bit of belief in that. I think we'd have seen a full combo. Yeah, Mikey and Raph is that they're cool. Even when you don't meet about it, their cooldown is insanely generous. And there's the mix. Force the clash. His back's still going to be kind of near the wall though, so.
I've trained all my life for this.
Yeah, Green Lantern's very similar, definitely. I'm trying to think now. I think Catwoman's one of the characters as well, I believe. There's the jump ins. Yes. Man. Raph's projectiles do chunk damage. Like, really good damage. Yep, good trade again. Back to the wall. Minimal chip now, because the first hit missed. And there's that. Oh my god, that is actually a ridiculous anti-air. That is so good. You very rarely see standing normals anti-air in this game either. Like, it is almost entirely down 2s. Is what you see to anti-air, but the Turtles, they get that unique standing 3, super, super fast, active for 1,000,000 years. Nice to see some more of you guys kind of trickle into the chat and tune in. I know obviously Injustice is a bit more popular on this channel than Tekken, but pleasure to have you guys tuning in for another time. Haven't been able to stream much lately because we've just been out of this world busy. Obviously with the announcement of us doing EVO, very, very exciting stuff. Can't wait to do some commentary for the IPS. But also, I just got back from Poland. If you guys have been following my nightmare journey on Twitter, I finally got home. I survived the trip. Rejoice. And there's that wedge punish all day. Yeah, but it feels like, you know, you kind of sometimes have to try and swing back against Leo because Leo has some amazing buttons. But there's so much he can do off them. You know, he has his plethora of, you know, the assists he has available because of his trait. You have to worry about shell drop. You have to worry about the unique strings of his that mix as well. I do not think NetherRealm are announcing anything at EVO because it's definitely not, it's not their biggest audience. Even though EVO is undoubtedly the biggest fighting game tournament in the world, you know, there's no saying it isn't by any means. It's not NetherRealm's biggest audience. It does still sort of lend itself to like the Gamescoms and the E3s. That is where all eyes tend to be for NetherRealm games. I think if they were to announce, like maybe it would be IPS finals, maybe, but I don't know about that either because obviously, if IPS is like an event that's rated teen because of the age rating of the game, how are they going to do a Mortal Kombat reveal trailer at an IPS event when the tournament for that game is like not mature? There's going to be people watching that aren't 18 plus. So I feel like that would be a little bit of a sort of like a red tape nightmare if you know what I mean. I thought it was kind of dumb when the Turtles were announced, but then I ended up maining Leonardo. That's the thing, like, I was actually super hyped to see the Turtles in the game, but they have been designed so well. Oh, is that going to work? Oh my god. Why is the hitbox that sword? That's so bad. That was such a sick confirm. Why wasn't the animation of that move like an uppercut slice that has the same range? It just goes from down to up. So it kind of covers the entire hitbox in front of Leo rather than it being like that really thin wafer sword, you know? I don't know. It feels like the Leonardo super whiffs way more than it has any right whiffing. Do you know what I mean? He still got it though. Well, why did it have to be a horizontal slash, not a vertical slash? A vertical slash at that range would have worked. How's it going, Abe? Anti-2Abe? I'm really sorry if I've butchered your name. I'm sure I have. When do you leave for Evo, says Cyclone? We will be leaving on Thursday. So I just got back from Poland this evening. And I'm going straight back on a plane Thursday. I can't wait. I'm already tired. God knows how I'm going to do Evo. Oh, doesn't do the jump 3 at the right time. Almost eats a jump in for it. Oh, there's a clean jump in. No Donkey Kong for you. Oh, that is so sick. I love watching Leonardo. I've decided I'm a big Leonardo fan. Chases down the backdash as well. Deadshot definitely doesn't have the best backdash in the game. Gets caught by the back 1-2. Okay. Can't convert into the back forward 1 because obviously the nerfs to his gunshots. Ah, no whiff. From this kind of grounded range, I definitely think that Leonardo, I definitely favor him more. I favor him more within the footsie range. But obviously he gets zoned out like the rest of them. But just a patient player with good assists and good buttons. Definitely get the job done. The neutral, you had so much time to whiff punish that. Oh my word. Alright, there's the knockdown. What's the setup? Tries to go for the cross up, but completely misses. Great to see Injustice 2 again. I agree in the shit feed. It's good to see you here again, well, by the way. Welcome back. You can call me Abe, or then I shall call you Abe, mate. Do I still play Cyborg? If I play any character in this game, it's going to be Black Manta. I would say I'd play Cyborg and Black Manta together. They're definitely my 2 favorite characters in this game. Absolutely. I think I had more fun playing the way I like to play with Cyborg, but Black Manta was just... It was fun being safe on everything because of Manta Ray. It's like, Black Manta, and aesthetically, he's a very cool character. He is the most Sector-like character in the game, for sure. Oh, good block. Wonderful block. Good punish, too. Knowing the back forward 1's going to do the job. Knockdown bullets. Good choice. He's not going to be in a position now where he's going to want to let Jake clash, because Jake has so much meter. Yeah, now the immediate adaptation, actually, from Jake to sit there and just block, knowing he's going to try and punish. What? That was interesting, but it works. Okay. He has to watch out now, because he's looking to get that hit confirmed super. Yeah, the jump back. Not a jump in. A jump in would have been a super right there. Meterburn roll out the corner, goes in for the trait just in case. Second trait comes out, Michelangelo says hi. I definitely don't think Deadshot is a lame character to watch anymore. I think, you know, it used to be quite obnoxious back in the day because of how much he shut down most of the cast. But I think now he's been, basically, you know, he's been nerfed into what a lot of people consider unviability. He's been nerfed to the point where a lot of people just don't think he's very good anymore. And with that in mind, I'm like, well, now you can see how hard Deadshot players have to work. It's non-stop micro reads and small decisions on the spot you have to make. And not every character has to do that. Deadshot definitely is one of those characters. You have to make good reads on, you know, you have to space out your buttons, can't whiff those back 1s because you get whiff punished. Same with the forward 2. So there's swap to Scarecrow. We're definitely going to get a different matchup here. Are there still patches? We haven't seen a patch in a very long time, but they've definitely not said that no more patches are coming. So we might see another patch. The game, I think, is in a good place right now, though. I think some of the characters could be adjusted a little bit, but I think there are so many characters in this game that are viable. I do think the game, even though some people might disagree because obviously they just don't like Dr. Fate, they don't like Starfire, etc., etc., there are so many tournament viable characters in this game. And there are still characters being discovered as we speak. You know, that's one of the big things, too. Ooh. We see the meter burn back 3 as an attempt to kind of whiff punish that forward 1, I think, if memory serves me right, I think. So obviously, if you're not super quick with it, you'll get checked by the Fear Blast, which no one wants. That is such a mix. Unfortunately, he dropped the combo. Definitely would have taken the round. Ooh. Scarecrow somehow still alive. Wow. Cut the face off. Well, there's no getting around that Starfire is definitely kind of like the elephant in the room in terms of like annoying characters and competitive. But the thing about Starfire is she does have some, no, not to downplay her or anything, but she does have some losing matchups. You'll definitely see Starfire players not use her exclusively. You know, kind of the big ones, Tweedy, right? You know, Tweedy's the big Starfire player. And you won't see Tweedy go just Starfire. He'll use her in matchups he knows that she does well in. And in those matchups she does well in, she tends to destroy, which makes her look way better too. So it's just the right character for the right job. The same way Sonic Fox makes... I'm not going to say it's the exact same thing, because I know it's definitely not. But you would see Sonic Fox use Captain Cold. And Sonic Fox makes Captain Cold look broken. You would see comments all the time of Sonic Fox with Captain Cold, and it's, wow, everyone said this character was bad, but look at how good they are, how amazing they are in this competition. Whereas Sonic Fox would only use Captain Cold in matchups that Cold did really well at. And he was part of his team of characters. And when Captain Cold won a matchup, he body bagged that matchup. So if you only use Cold in matchups you know he wins, he's going to look better than he is. It's not the same thing with Starfire because she had more universal tools than what he had back then. But you kind of get what I'm talking about. The best Starfire players use her for the matchup she wins, and they don't stick with her on the matchups where she might lose if you have a backup that covers that base. That's why Tweedy plays characters that collectively cover the whole cast. Oh, Raiden definitely needs help. Raiden is not good. Raiden is a terrible, terrible, terrible character. He's designed as a footsie character. He's supposed to have good combo damage, like play like a Mortal Kombat X character, basically. But the problem is he has like some of the absolute worst range in the game, and nothing to close in that space. His movement is air, it's alright, but he has like literally no range. And considering most of the characters you see, especially at high level, are evolved around keeping you away, and either zoning you out with projectiles, or just having really good footsies and more range on their buttons, there is like almost no matchup that Raiden doesn't have to work his arse off just to win. You know, he has to work so much. Most of the time, Raiden has to work so much harder than everyone else, and that alone makes him a struggle character. He has really good damage. That thing, he has amazing damage, but you're unlikely to even be in a position where he can do that damage to you. Would you say Starfire is the absolute strongest in the game? I actually don't think I would say she's number one. I don't think she's number one. I think she's top 3. I think you could probably put her top 3, top 5, but I wouldn't put her top 1. Purely because there are some matchups that she does actually lose. And that's the thing, you know, you only see her at the highest level, people use her for matchups they know she wins. Oh my word. Shell drop. Who's playing at the moment? ScareTactics and Mustard. ScareTactics has driven 5 hours to play Injustice 2 casuals. Like, so much respect, man. This is definitely the furthest distance traveled for a hyper combo, that's for sure. And I'm actually really glad to see it because we get to see more Injustice casuals. I can sit here and chat to you guys and talk about the game. And these guys can just kind of go ham. We get to see some more of Mustard's Leonardo. Not even a week old, this character, for him. But Slips gave him the inspiration. Slips is, I don't think you could kind of look at Slips and say that I think Slips might be the strongest Leonardo right now. You can see a lot of sets online where he's giving a lot of top players trouble with Leonardo alone. I think it was actually Slips' Leonardo that looked so clean that made Mustard basically want to play the character. What's my opinion on Evo brackets? I've not really seen them yet. I need to study them this week. That's part of my preparation. Yeah, but the thing is, when are people not mad about Evo brackets? That's like a rite of passage. Every time there's an Evo, there's always problems with the brackets. People always say they don't like this, they don't like that, but there's so many people in the tournament, you can't, it's so hard to do it. I don't envy the person that has to do the Evo brackets because that is a hard job. Especially for the games that have thousands and thousands of players. Like, what are you supposed to do? You can't please everyone in a bracket that big. Oh. You tried to main him, but it's the first fighting game you've owned. It was hard to win. I don't have good footsies, my neutral is okay. Yeah, Raiden... Obviously, I don't want to sound insulting in any way at all. I'm sure you'll understand what I mean, but I don't think Raiden was designed for someone that is new, like yourself. You kind of need to have a strong understanding of the game to make Raiden work. Otherwise, it is going to be a complete struggle. Especially if you're... Oh, wow! I can't believe it. I think that might have been a buffer as well, because that was only going to work if he pressed a button and got tagged. If he sat there and blocked, it would have whiffed. And if it whiffed, there would have been no super. Rare footage of a buffer, though. That's pretty clean from Mustard. Very clean indeed.
Leonardo wins.
But yeah, Raiden definitely wasn't designed for new players in mind. He was designed for fans of Mortal Kombat, so you know you can put combos together and stuff like that. And he does feel like a Mortal Kombat character, but unfortunately, in the meta, Raiden struggles. There's the anti-air Wrath assist. Honeybee has a lot of influence. You know, he has a lot of influence. And he has a lot of opinions, and they're always well-founded opinions. You know, this guy got 2nd place at Evo last year, so he's definitely going to have a strong opinion on how brackets should go for that game. I like how Honeybee is actually using his platform for more than just gameplay. I actually really like his videos where he goes over after each IPS major. After every IPS premiere, he talks about what that means, what the results mean for the standings, the current standings, you know. Who's looking good, who's going to be guaranteed now, what's the next major going to be a battle between of who's going to qualify. Very, very, very good content. And it's the kind of content only he can really do. Only other fighting game you've played, Prudence, is Injustice 1. Well, if you've played Injustice 2, obviously, it's nice that you kind of have that automatic legacy. I think when the next fighting games... What? My God, he just went completely over the standing 3. What? That wasn't standing 3, was it? Oh, God, I can't remember. Memory has failed me. Do you think, can Fox win Injustice 2 and Dragon Ball? You know what? What? We're playing offline. What just happened? What? That wasn't the stream, guys. That actually was not the stream. That was actually the game offline paused. We'll just pretend that didn't happen. Who's playing who? ScareTactics is playing Scarecrow and Mustard is playing Leonardo. Chip, guaranteed dead. I personally think Fox has... I'm actually going to be honest. I think Fox has a higher chance of winning Dragon Ball than winning Injustice this year. And that's only going by results that we've seen. I think that there's no getting around the fact that I don't think he's putting as much time into it. And that's not an excuse. You know, if he's entering a tournament, he's going to go into it knowing that if people are more practiced and currently at the game stronger in tournament than he is, that's not going to be an excuse thing. Like, obviously, it's something he has to hold, and he knows he has to hold it. It's why I think he's going into Evo revising how he's approached the game. You know, his current team of characters straight up doesn't work, and I think Fox messes around a little bit too much now. He'll go with characters that aren't necessarily the right pick. Because he believes he can win, but you know, sometimes the matchups he puts himself into are not favourable and ones that he probably shouldn't have picked. And he gives up games in top 8 situations where, against some of the competition now, you can't be giving up anything. You know, you have to make sure you're playing like airtight. But I think he's going to be super prepared for Evo. I'm super confident he's going to be prepared. It's going to be weird if Fox doesn't actually win Evo for Injustice 2 at all, because you know, he got 5th, right? Like, Fox, that was one of his lowest placings he ever got in Injustice 2, was when he got 5th at Injustice last year. That was insane. A massive upset. And I think he's going to want to correct that this year. If not win, at least place higher than he did. But there's so many players now that I would say will give him such a harder time, because both the players are now getting way better, and also their understanding, what? It hit his toe and knocked him down. But also the understanding of the tier list and the right characters to pick. Fox is going to have a much harder time this year because he's going to be fighting a lot more Starfire, a lot more Dr. Fate, you know, a lot more like refined Black Adams. The game's in a better place than it was last year too. It is, whether people say it is or not, it definitely is in a better position in my opinion. Yeah, Fox is still rocking the first suit at tournaments. I believe the only reason he probably didn't in versus fighting was because he probably couldn't get it on the plane. I'm assuming Fox spent a pretty penny on his suit. I don't think he'd want to risk the UK airline losing his luggage. Like losing the suit along with it, you know. Drops their back 3. What? That is so... That is so good that you can do that. Down 2 on block into cross-up shell. What is this madness?
Now that'll hit the spot.
He said something about wanting to play Enchantress. I definitely think Enchantress is an underexplored character. Well, you know what, actually, not underexplored, but underrepresented. You know, we saw Do Basic put in the work. Mad work at Vianality. And it kind of goes to show that she's got some dirt, man. She has some dirt, and it's just hard. It's just really hard to do. But it is a Sonic Fox character, very execution heavy. We know he does actually know how to play Enchantress because back when she came out, he had some really crazy Twitter videos of him doing really sick setups, like in a match. And it's not just training mode stuff. Like it's super good. Tweedy absolutely could win Evo this year. I definitely would say I think Tweedy's going to be top 3. I think he's going to get top 8 at least. Who does Fox play these days? It's actually hard to say because I would say Michelangelo, Captain Cold. Michelangelo, Captain Cold. Oh god, he plays so many characters, you know. He plays so many. But he played loads of Mikey, loads of Captain Cold. He can play Firestorm. He plays the whole cast. In tournament, I would say Mikey and Captain Cold were the 2 ones we would see at every tournament, guaranteed. But now, he lost at CEO. I do not think he's going to be going in with that same team. I think he's going to be going into Evo with an entirely new set of... Oh yeah, Red Hood, of course. How can I forget Red Hood? Manta, he does play Manta. I mean, that kind of goes back to, I said he pretty much plays the whole cast. But at Evo, I think we're probably going to see more Black Manta. I actually think we're going to see him use more Manta. That was a clean game. Good game from ScareTactics. Yeah, a 598 damage for 2 bars is excellent damage, and most of the time worth it. Injustice is in a better place, but I don't feel like Evo is the place to judge the life of the game anymore. I definitely think that's true. Again, it's not discrediting Evo. I think it's the fact that I think the players that want to qualify for the IPS finals, I think they're looking at tournaments. They're looking at tournaments that they can go to for the purpose of getting points. And the fact that there's no challenger event, there's no ranking event. It's all Premier. You know, it's all big tournaments, and that's the only way you can get points, right? With the exception of the online cups. Now, with that in mind, if you're going to try and budget and go to a set amount of tournaments to get points, this is not like last year. Evo does not have an extra burst of points, so with that factored in, Injustice entrance at Evo is slightly higher than, it's about 150 or so higher than the regular entry numbers of a different Premier event. Because I think what players are doing is, if they're going to go to tournaments to get IPS points, they're going to other tournaments that don't cost as much to attend. The thing about Evo is that it's very expensive to go to, because it's a spectacle. It's the biggest fighting game tournament in the world. It is the biggest tournament, and nothing will ever match it in terms of like experience. And with that in mind, it's Vegas, it's an expensive time of the year, so if you're a professional player and you're trying to budget tournaments for the purpose of getting points, you probably actually won't go to Evo unless you're like, you know, you want that accolade of the Evo champion, which everyone will want. But you're probably going to go to other tournaments and go to more so that you can get points. You know, do you guys understand what I'm saying? Is Raphael viable? He's not really seen to be that good. He's definitely, the community opinion is that Raphael is kind of one of the worst characters. But again, it comes down to the fact that he doesn't really excel at a lot, and I believe his trait's not very good either. Everything takes ages to do. Like, his trait doesn't do much for him, is what I've seen people say. I don't play the character, so I don't have a huge amount of input, but the big thing I hear is that his trait doesn't do much for him. Problem to win it either. I think Problem could get top 8. If he has a good tournament, Problem could definitely get top 8. Problem X has been having one hell of a year. One hell of a year in Street Fighter. And it's great to see, because Problem's always been such a grind monster. And he is one of the most talented fighting game players in the UK. I mean, definitely Street Fighter. One of the most talented Street Fighter players in the UK ever.
Leonardo wins. Now that'll hit
Yeah, I'm definitely not saying that it's. I'm not saying that it's not enough to justify going to Evo, because Evo is always going to be like that unique experience. Where if you're the Evo champ, there are people out there that will say there are people out there that say Evo holds more weight as a tournament than like official leagues. Like every time you see a poll on Twitter, people say what do you think is more prestigious, Evo for Street Fighter 5 or winning Capcom Cup? Even though like I think the calculated answer is Capcom Cup purely because it's a year-long tournament league, and you're going to be like the champion of champions, right? So many people in Capcom Cup finals would have like won a bunch of tournaments within the Capcom Pro Tour that year to be there, and you're like the champion among champions. Whereas Evo just has the shark tank of like thousands of people, and it's open bracket that anyone can play. So, you know, definitely Evo holds weight, without a doubt. But if you're a professional player, you're probably going to try and prioritize going to more tournaments rather than going for like the big one, which is Evo. Donatello is kind of seen in a similar way. I know, like, I think the community opinion seems to be like tier list from like lowest to highest. I think a lot of people go, it tends to be basically, I think Raph is seen as the weakest, Donatello is third, and then it's Leo or Mikey. Mikey has more mix, but Leonardo plays the Injustice 2 better. You know, Leonardo has more options full screen, he has better buttons for like footsies, he's got really good damage, meterless, doesn't have to spend bar for damage. You can actually launch without it with Donatello. And what an anti-air. Things like that, you know, like really sick anti-airs as well. I would personally, in my opinion, I would actually say my turtle tier list would be Raph, Donatello, Michelangelo, and then Leo. I think Leonardo having like the really solid fundamentals, but he can still mix. He can actually still mix you up. Because everyone has the shell drop mix-ups. And he still has the strings that can go low or overhead. He has the pressure and the threat of his assists. I personally would say I think Leo might be the strongest turtle. I think he just plays Injustice 2 the best. I don't think the next Mortal Kombat is being announced at EVO. I don't think a Mortal Kombat announcement is happening at any IPS-related thing. Because Injustice 2 is rated teen. If Injustice is rated teen, you can't, surely like, you can't have a mature rated game with blood and guts all over the place as a trailer for a stream for a game that is 15 plus. I just don't think they can do it. I don't think they are actually allowed to do it, like logistically.
Begin.
I'd say Manta's probably top 10. Black Manta is an excellent character. He's one of the safest characters in the whole game. You just don't really need to put yourself at risk, but you're chipping them to death the entire time. He's got really good buttons. Once you've established threat, his instant float into jump 3 is really annoying. Mega, mega plus. And it leads for more chip, obviously. Wonderful range. You can buffer jump 3 on a lot of things too. All these years, and I still... If you grew up watching Ninja Turtles like us, you probably wouldn't get them mixed up. You honest to God, you just tell them apart by color. That's all. The color of their headband, man. That's the one. Can you please explain to me what tournament points do? What do you mean by tournament points? Do you mean in the game, or? I just need you to elaborate a little bit. You dropped the combos. Good job. Can you imagine Leonardo dropping a combo and then saying, good job?
Not even breaking a sweat.
Arrows and a half shell. I want you guys to tell me in chat right now who your favorite Ninja Turtles character is. My favorite Ninja Turtles character is probably Baxter Stockman. I love Baxter Stockman. You can actually disrespect on Manta's down 1 because it's really fast. You can buffer it into his Manta Ray for more chip. And the big thing is that a lot of his pushback situations actually make his down 1 super, super viable. Yeah, sure. Feel free. I'll be joined by Omar, I think. I don't know if his mic's on. Let me see. Oh, God. Can I turn?
I mean, I can hear myself.
I heard that. I think we're good. I think we're good.
Hi. Is the camera on this now? Is this what they're seeing right now?
Yeah. Let's see in the game feed. What up, Omar?
Hi, I'm back. I was on here earlier. You missed it. I was commentating my own Tekken matches.
I was watching the stream at the time.
Okay.
And I realized, you know what? I'm gonna turn up. If I'm at home, because I originally didn't come today because I'm so tired from Poland earlier on today that I was like, I need to sleep. I was gonna get an early night. I was gonna rest up. And then I realized I can't make the next Hyper Combo because I'm traveling back from the States.
Right, yeah.
So I can't miss 2 in a row. I've got to come down and say hi.
Well, the SFI Pro Slayer, that's exactly it, see? The stream remembers.
Jassy knows. Oh, I was talking about people entering tournaments to get points. So Prudence, the way that works is that the Injustice Pro Series, the Injustice Pro Series has certain tournaments linked with it as premier events. Those events will give you points for placing. The higher you place, the more points you get. By the end of the the premier events, by the end of the Injustice Pro Series, the top 12 players in the point standings will qualify for the IPS finals and play for a big chunk of change. So basically that means that when you go to these premier events, there's EVO, it was CEO, Combo Breaker, SoCal Regionals, Biennality, and East Coast Throwdown. I believe they're all premiers. And if you place highly at those tournaments, you get points, and the more points you have, the higher you are on the leaderboards, and obviously top 12 on the leaderboard qualify for IPS finals. So I was talking about prioritizing tournaments that you can afford to go to the most to maximize how many of them you can actually attend. Because the thing is, only a few Injustice players are actually like professionals that get paid a salary. They'll actually get paid a salary, they get money every month. They get full tournament support. They get sent to these tournaments, their flight is covered, their accommodation is covered, their tournament entry is for the most part covered as well. Not a lot of players in the scene actually have that luxury. Obviously you earn that luxury by being the best in the world, so you deserve it when you get it. But not everyone can. So if you can't, you have to prioritize which events you can actually make and budget accordingly.
How does this character work?
Oh, the turtles?
Yeah.
So actually, it's different for all the turtles. Jake's playing as Leonardo right now, and Leonardo, because he's the leader of the turtles, his trait is he can call one of the other 3 turtles as an assist.
Oh, okay.
Donatello is just a launch. Raphael throws his size in as a projectile. You can use it as an anti-air right there. You can use standing 3. Michelangelo is a low, so you use Mikey for both a projectile and also a mix-up because it's a low. You can confirm into Donatello and get a full combo right there. And Raph also is for combo extensions and projectiles, and he's plus on block if you meet a burnout.
Jeez, look at the face animation on that.
Oh, it's good. Like NetherRealm's animations, like facial animation, is like the best in all fighting games. NetherRealm 100% do the best faces.
I can't refuse that.
They had some new technology that they used in this game. So I'm actually excited for the next Mortal Kombat because they're probably going to be using this facial stuff on the next Mortal Kombat. And I'll be like, hell yeah!
I saw some stuff on like story mode when the game first came out. And it's like a scene where one of the characters says something, and I saw a gif of it, and you can like figure out what she's saying just from her mouth movement. But like, damn, that's really
Harley Quinn. She's very, very well
really
animated.
Fucking impressive.
But also I think it's testament to wonderful facial capture, wonderful actors too.
Yeah.
Wonderful facial capture actors. But yeah, so like I was saying, so they're all different. That's actually the cool thing about the turtles is the 4 turtles are actually 4 characters. It's like tribal.
Do you choose like before you start like characters?
Yes, so you would normally do them by gear. You would give them different gear and change the headband to turn them into a different turtle. However, when they released the turtles, because you change turtles by changing gear, they added the feature to use different premier skins in tournament mode, and you would change premier skins to change turtle.
What's on by default? Is it just Leonardo?
It was, I think, Raph. I think it was Raph by default.
That's the best one, of course it'd be that.
And you would just choose. But Leonardo, I think Leonardo is probably the best turtle of the 4.
Like tier-wise? Or
yeah, top 2, it's Leonardo and Michelangelo. They're the 2. Basically, like, Michelangelo and Leonardo are seen as the good ones, and Donatello and Raph are considered the weak ones. Michelangelo basically just has, he's really fast, really furious, has some cheeky little plus frames, and he's like Bo Raicho, he just mixes. Every time, he has so many strings that can go overhead, and he has a low launcher that is unseeable. So when Michelangelo's up close, he basically 50-50s you to death. Whereas Leonardo, whilst he can still mix, it's not as like snappy mix, but he has really good like fundamental tools. He has really good buttons. The assists, that's a cross-up by the way.
Oh, is it really?
The shell drop can go in front or behind, and in many cases actually...
And you get a combo off it, yeah?
Oh yeah. But the thing is, that's actually a universal move. Every turtle has the shell drop.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, how many moves do they share?
It's shell drop they get. They have a parry. They can sit there and absorb projectiles. I think they're the only two. Oh no, and also shell charge.
Do they share normal as well, or are those unique? I'd assume they use their weapons.
I think some buttons are it's actually similar. You would definitely compare the turtles to Tribal. where some of their strings are universal and some of their specials. And actually, no, it's not specials, because Triborg, obviously, they had new moves across the board for specials.
Right.
But the Turtles have some universal specials and a few differences. The big thing being the trait. They all have a different character power. So Leo's is the assist. Donatello throws a mine that gives you some utility. Michelangelo's is skateboard. He just causes the skateboard to come out, and it combos on hit and is plus on block.
Wow.
And Raph, he buffs himself. He just buffs himself up, basically.
I feel like whenever I hear about NRS stuff, it's always like this character does a low into an overhead that's plus on block, so you get a 50-50 on block. Like
a lot of 50-50s in this game, though, they kind of went in the late game. I don't even know where that landed, that one. I don't even know where that shell drop landed.
I look to you, though. Do you know what happened there?
I think they actually went more into the late game MKX direction. That if this game has got 50-50s, they are actually unsafe, though.
Oh,
like,
okay, cool.
shell drop, even though it's a cross-up, and sometimes it's not, it's unsafe as hell. Michelangelo's 50-50s, I believe they're all unsafe. Leonardo's mix-ups, a lot of his mix-ups that you go for, again, they're unsafe or have gaps. I think some of the assist stuff has gaps, I believe. I can't remember. And that's dead. Oh, so good. But Leonardo he plays Injustice 2 better than the other Turtles. That's why I like him the most.
Now that'll hit the spot.
Is Deadshot still a problem? I remember
No.
early on, people like really...
Deadshot got nerfed into basically unviability.
Oh, really?
Unfortunately. They nerfed him so bad, he's now competitively irrelevant. Because if you want to pick Deadshot, you can pick other characters that do that job better. If you want to pick Deadshot, you may as well play Starfire, you may as well play Dr. Fate, you might as well play Firestorm. Because they have better buttons, they have better damage, they have better projectiles, they have just as good, if not better, meter gain. Like,
Was that an overhead? It's like Roy's heel down on top of dead.
Oh, that's a forward 3. His forward 3 is an overhead, because that's a universal forward 3. They're always universal overheads. Oh, there's the low. Confirms just the snap. Ah, there's the gap interruption. Ah, tries to stagger the forward ones, but probably should have just let it rip on the whole string. Combos character specific. Sometimes, basically, character specific combos in this game, it's more of a matter of, does the character have a small hitbox or a normal hitbox? That's kind of it. So the answer to that is yes, but it's not as in-depth as, or not in-depth, it's not as varied as some other fighting games. It's small hitbox or regular hitbox. Sometimes large hitbox. It's like 3, that's it. Rocksteady and Bebop are so sick, man. They're some of the coolest Turtles characters by far. Do you think NRS animates the faces? Well, if it is a different company, I don't know. Calls Tori saying, ha, you think NRS animates the faces. Well, I'm not a game developer, mate. I don't have that in-depth knowledge.
What a weirdo. Why is he getting angry at us for? Like, relax, man.
How do you not know behind the scenes as a
Yeah.
commentator?
Yeah.
You're not a developer? Get out of here.
Fucking scrub.
Deadshot definitely competitively needs a bit of help now. He's not good. But he's fun to watch, but he's just very, very weak.
Sorry, it was a tough comment.
That's right. You repent. Repent for your sins. That's right.
Exactly.
On a serious note, I accept your apology.
I don't. Fuck you.
Oh no. Omar with it. Such a savage.
I'm joking.
Savage. I'm actually excited to see that technology with the new game. That's a confirm. He's going to survive, I think, though. But we confirm.
I haven't seen this before, actually.
It's really cool.
Oh, I'm guessing it like incorporates all of them, yeah.
Yes.
Alright, I like that.
It's universal. Every turtle has the same. He even got the mini game that does extra damage, and he still didn't kill. That's unfortunate. And actually, the Deadshot now full screen. It's now his opportunity to win. Oh yeah, we only have 5 minutes, and then we're done. I just realized. I just looked at the time because I got here so late. What new game? Oh, we don't know what the new game is, but we know there's going to be something coming out. You know. I doubt Injustice 2 is going to be NetherRealm's final video game, you know?
What do you expect to be announced at EVO? Like, not just NRS, but anything related?
Maybe something Tekken related. Definitely some sort of Street Fighter content. Probably a G, I reckon.
Yeah,
I reckon we'll see a G trailer or something like that for Street Fighter.
Watch him just be Q, but like, less interesting.
I hope not. I hope it is similar to Q, because I think the game just... I don't want to say it needs it. I have no input on Street Fighter 5, I don't play the game, but I'd like to see it. Ah, there's that micro morgue, man.
I think they're gonna announce a new Persona. I feel them growing.
I wonder if we're going to get some info on like Volcano Rosso and Pullum from Fighting X Slayer.
Oh yeah. They announced it for free right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, the DLC's coming out for free.
Didn't they say they have to hit like a certain sales milestone before they do that?
I don't know.
Okay. Because I feel like that bodes well if they did say that.
I think I missed the in-depth announcements about it. I just know that they're coming eventually and they're going to be free of charge. That's all I really know right now. Jake getting impatient now. He's been super patient the entire set, which is why it was pretty much predominantly in his favor. But
from an ignorant perspective, it looks like he's been zoned out.
But that's what Deadshot does, right? That's Deadshot's entire game plan. He has got 50-50s up close though, actually. His back one is a low, and his forward two's overhead. Both of them are unseeable.
Right.
But they're quite short range.
How fast are they, like, roughly?
Oh god, back one's about. Oh god.
I mean, like very vague. Like
I actually
in the teens, maybe.
I used to know. I did used to know. I think it's like a 10, 11 frame.
Okay, so you're not reacting to that.
Yeah, there it is. That's the back one. Definitely unreactable. But it does have, the back one has got increased range than the forward two. So if you're kind of within that range, you know there is no overhead threat. Right. He can only 50-50 you if you're point blank. There's that forward 1, 2, 3 with punish. Nice. Oh, there's that Mikey. Within jump distance, you have to respect him a lot because obviously the assists establish a lot. Nice trip guard on the back one. Very classic tool. Tries to whiff punish on his own back one, but doesn't quite get the range. Oh. Now, Jake does actually have him where he wants him, though. He's got him near the corner. Now, just be super patient. Instant jump one, man. It's one of the fastest jump ones in the game, and it's active for a long time, so a very, very good choice.
This is a 3-button game, right? So they 1, 2, 3, and then
trait, yeah.
Trait.
Technically, it's a 4-button game because 4 is your character power, but
Trait,
one is light, 2 is medium, 3 is heavy. But it really, honest to God, I don't see it as like light, medium, heavy in this game. I see it as just 3 different buttons. Because sometimes standing buttons are actually, like standing 3 is like really fast, or standing 2 might be fast as well. Like they're just different buttons. Really.
I played a little bit of First Injustice when that came out.
Oh yeah.
But that's like before I knew how fighting games worked. I remember playing Nightwing in that.
Injustice was a weird one. I felt like a lot of the characters that we saw, like that was a really good anime actually. A lot of characters that we saw, they didn't really play Injustice. They all played their own game, and they just kind of worked around the Injustice mechanics, you know.
So yeah, I'm not very familiar with this game at all, but I have fond memories of the first Injustice. As a very casual fan. Oh, well, that cross up there, yeah.
Yep. It can be so hard to see where it goes. Are we gonna see a wake up? Oh, the magic jump. Just at the right time. He actually does, I think he did the wrap assist because he expected a jump, but it still didn't work. All right, here comes the chip. I wonder if he expected a backdash or something.
You want a few pointers?
All right. Now, Leonardo, I think I definitely favor Leonardo. That's why we saw the back one. I favor Leonardo within footsie range because he just has a little bit more range for similar speed. Uh-oh. Ah, should have let him flash.
Shouldn't mess with a ninja.
Should I buy a PS4 and get Injustice? You should buy a PS4 and get Nier Automata.
The PS4 actually has got lots of good games on it now. Like NetherRealm, obviously, the general standard is PS4. So you know you can get Mortal Kombat X, you can get Injustice 2.
There's tons of fighting games on the PS4 now.
And he's starting to get a lot more games on the board. This has been a pretty one-sided set for Mustard at the moment. It's actually nice to see that we're saying a little bit of a adaptation. It might be at the very end, but it's that adaptation nevertheless.
Yeah, props. I don't know this fella's name actually.
ScareTactics. He has travelled 5 hours to play Injustice.
Yeah.
The respect.
What a legend.
The legend. Definitely the furthest anyone's travelled for Hyper Combo so far.
Yeah.
Oh, whiff jump 3 to grab. That was a jank.
So if this guy travels 5 hours, you have no excuse, chat.
Yeah, exactly. If ScareTactics can travel 5 hours for a local just to get games in, you can attend your local. You can go to your local tournament.
Go to your local. Your sister's wedding isn't that important. Go to your local.
Coming through.
Don't worry, I'm not speaking from experience. I'm just making it.
Play video games.
Play with you.
Some people do play on Xbox. Tweedy actually comes from the Xbox background. He still plays on an Xbox One pad with a converter. That's how he competes. Surprised we didn't see Jake go in for the chip. Ah, he went in for the meaty Mikey, but unfortunately the wake up invincibility went straight through him. Right, well I'm gonna say that's yep, it's sick. Did you know when you actually beat the turtle and they have their defeated pose on the floor, the stars appear above their head with shell shock? Because you know in the arcade game when they get KO'd. Yeah, nice little throwback.
There's I think it's in Turtles in Time. There's a reference to that, isn't there? On the bottom of one of the skateboards. It's got like Apple on it. It says 2 AM, like Big Apple 2 AM.
Yep, there's loads of like little Easter eggs.
That's pretty cool. I like stuff like that.
But that's what happens. When Deadshot puts you in the corner, he can still 50-50 you to death.
looks fun.
And there's the backdash. Probably expecting a back one.
Oh, that looked cool.
Yeah, meter burn for extra damage. You can meter burn a lot of the moves to get extra stuff too. In this case, Donnie just comes in. And he's getting 50-50. Back 1-2 is super plus on hit, so you kind of get that added mix-up. Nice block in front.
Can quit if
And
you
here we
need
go.
to.
This is actually close. Close games. I live in a country where we don't have locals. That's where online's going to be your best friend.
I wonder where they live. But
Yeah, where do you live? You might have locals, you might just not know about them.
yeah.
Oh, he actually makes the read, but the neutral jump loses to the back one. You don't see many turtles doing down one shell drop. I think Jake just wants to sort of keep the plus frames, but down one on the hit! What? Oh my god, and it didn't work. That is so I can't believe that missed. That is so unlucky. Right, here we go. Interrupts. Oh, and he walks back! This is definitely in Deadshot's favor. He's got the bar. He's dead. There it is. Game over. We finally see the adaptation at the last minute, but it was an adaptation.
Visible frustration from
Yeah, I think he tried to actually down one into something, but he didn't get it. There we go. Game over, boys. Game over. That was the fun games. That was fun games.
Little commentary I offered. I enjoyed myself. But
Yeah.
there's like no expert knowledge here.
If you live in the US, there should be locals all over the place, all over the shop.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's actually, it is quarter 2 here. Actually, no, it's gone quarter 2, almost 10 to. At night, 10 to 11. We have to pack things up and get the local finished for another bi-weekly. So thank you very much for watching, guys. We appreciate you tuning in. Actually, good opportunity to kind of see a little bit more Injustice too. And one final shout to ScareTactics for coming all the way, 5 hours away, man, just for some casuals. But that said, we're going to bang out, guys. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you later.
Bye. Hope you enjoyed my one-man commentary.